Alrighty, guys. So I basically went ahead and set up 6 cards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and I had my 3080, and so I went ahead and moved the 3080 down. It was, yeah, I moved it into that PC that was there, or the rig that was over there that had nothing in it and it was off, and I had to move that over to my room because I basically ran out of power. I'm running power from 3 different extension cords that are running on 3 different circuits in my house, so 3 different breakers, and they're running out of the room. And so basically, this has 2 power supplies, 1300 watt power supplies. My breakers are only like 15 amp, 110 volts. So basically, at the end of the day, I can only run about one PSU off of this, one PSU off of another cord, and then I'm running these 2 PCs off the third cord. But I'm working on getting a better setup back here. I'm thinking of going for a 240 volt or 220 or whatever it is, and we'll probably go ahead and basically get enough to be able to have 6 3060 rigs. That's my goal here. And after I hit 6 of those, I mean, I think I've kind of hit the limit of what I want to do in my house, and then I'll have to kind of figure out another solution. So for now, that's the plan. I just fired this thing up. It's being a big pain trying to get all these drivers and stuff installed, but I basically got all these done, and I was supposed to get 2 cards in today, so I got those 2 and I put them in, and I was supposed to get one tomorrow, but it looks like that one kind of came in early, and so I got this Zotac 3060. Again, these are all LHR models. My 2 non-LHRs are sitting there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in, and I should have basically 7 running here, and then this guy needs to get returned. And really, I ran out of power because this guy takes 2 power PCI Express whatever 6 pins, and so realistically I want to get rid of this and get 2 normal 3060s that are not the triple fan MSI ones, and so that way I can run 8 GPUs kind of comfortably. I have enough power cables for all that, and so that's kind of what I'm going for. And then down here I'm running all my risers. This is the ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus, so it takes up to 13 GPUs, but with Windows, usually you're stuck at about 8 for the same brand card, or meaning like NVIDIA versus AMD. And so basically I'm just going to stick to 8, and I think that kind of makes the most sense, like logistically. So let me go ahead and get that last one in there and then get this thing fired up. All right, so I went ahead and got that 7th one in here. And this is my last power cable that I have left, basically, that I can use to plug into a graphics card. And so let's go ahead and get this bad boy in here and make sure that clicks in. Get in there pretty good. And so everything else is running. Like I said, I'm running 2 6-pin adapters here, and so if I can eventually get another card here, I'm getting rid of that one. And so this is set up. Everything else is down here is plugged in. I already kind of made sure. Now let's fire this thing up and see how well it does. So this power supply is on. Oops, throw that tag back on there. And this power supply is on. Now just hit our little button. Apparently this motherboard actually has a button on it, so you don't really even need a switch. So I might switch that switch over to that motherboard. Regardless though, let's see if this works. I was having some issues with updating drivers and kind of getting all that stuff running, so I'm wondering if I'm gonna have the same issue, because it looks like it's already not wanting to power up. So let's see what happens if I move this HDMI cable over here, because I know certain HDMIs have priority over others, and I'm not sure how I have it set up right now, because I had everything set up in a certain way and then I had to kind of move stuff around. So let's go ahead and give it a second and see. All right, so after playing around with it a little bit, I did end up getting my basically this thing running, and again it runs on this one, which is going to be a little tough for me to be able to tell which slot it's actually working in, but at least it did end up working so far. And now we're going to go ahead and I don't have the drivers updated for everything yet, but let's open up NiceHash, and let's also open up MSI Afterburner and see if everything is even being recognized. That is the real question here. So let's see. Alrighty, good stuff. So 1 CPU, 7 GPUs. They do need a benchmark. I know that I kind of stopped it in the middle of a benchmark. So let me go ahead and clear all these speeds, and then let's see if we can just go ahead and redo it and start the benchmark, and then I'll play it and we'll go ahead and see what happens. All right, well, everything is cleared. Let's go ahead and start mining, and it'll go ahead and it'll benchmark through everything, and I've got a good 49 remaining, so let's go ahead and wait on that. So just kind of explain how things are going on this end. I do have two power supplies hooked up, and so this guy right here is running the motherboard, CPU, all that jazz, and then I'm also running a bunch of these risers off of it, and also a bunch of GPUs off of this. So basically, I've filled up every single slot. There's 6 slots for running GPUs and all this stuff. So 2 of them here and 2 of them here are the 4-way or the 2-way splitters, I think. So no, I'm getting confused. I have no idea. But anyway, so all I'm trying to say is that all my splitter ones are running the risers, and then I'm running each card separately. So I did kind of load balance it. It's a little hard to tell right now, but basically everything is split pretty good evenly there. And so while we wait for this one to go ahead and benchmark, let me go ahead and hop over to my room real quick. And so now I've got this guy officially running. This is a 3080, the same 3080 I had before, and we're running a good, let's see how many mega hashes. I know that I am overheating the VRAM, so I need to redo everything for that. But really, let's see. So about $6 a day, 0.13 milli bitcoins, I think. I don't know what that's going to be, but anyway, so we're getting 90 mega hashes per second. I should be getting a lot more than that, but I do need to work on my temperature for the RAM in the GPU. I know that that's kind of having an impact on that, and once I redo that, I think we should be able to get a little bit more out of it. And so I'll go ahead and get that done soon enough. And this, I hope it's not going to be too loud for me while I'm sleeping, but for now, while I don't have a power solution, that's kind of the only option I got. All right, guess so. We're just blasting through these benchmarks. I was at 49 earlier. We got 27 left. So that sounds good. And I mean, that all happened really when I just went to go show the RTX 3080. And then while I was doing that, everything's been benchmarking. So let me just go and wait for this to finish. We've got 23 left, and then we'll see how these are doing. And I'll also kind of show you guys how my RTX 3080 is doing, and how these 2 non-LHR ones are doing, and then how the 580 is doing. All right, so while we wait on these guys to finish up, basically this, I know it's a little counterintuitive, but RTX 3061, that's just what I had a name before. This is running the 3080. I'm going to go ahead and rename that. But basically we're getting about 91 mega hash, and that's on Ethereum. And that's about $5.13 per day, and that's 0.0011 Bitcoins. But as we all know, it goes up and down, so we don't really know what the total is for now. And then my other rig, the RTX or the RX 580, that one's running about 26 mega hash on Ethereum, and this one profitability has been relatively low. I feel like it's just been sub $2 the entire time. And again, I know you're not supposed to really look at your dollar value; it's more the Bitcoin value, but you know, you just can't help it when you're looking at all this. And then now our last one. Now this guy I've been really having trouble with. These are both non-LHR RTX 3060s. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll check on this laptop, or on this PC, sorry, whether these are for some reason, maybe the settings, the MSI settings, the, what do you call it, overclock settings are all reset or something. But we're gonna have to see. I don't know why it's doing that. We're getting pretty low hash rate for a non-LHR. This should be getting around I believe 50 mega hash per second, but we're getting about 26. And what I noticed is that if I set 2 of them up to be under the same, as we can see, these are kind of finishing up now. But if I ever set 2 of these to have the same afterburner settings, they would just be really problematic, and one of them would keep crashing. So I wasn't sure what was up with that. I know that I have the correct drivers installed, and I have basically I double checked, I triple checked, and made sure that they were non-LHR, those 2 at least, and I know that the rest of these are LHR. But anyway, so that's strange. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm gonna have to play around with it and see. I don't know why this temp is so high on this guy, but we'll kind of work on that. It might just not be yeah, That's strange. I'll have to check. I might need to just update drivers again and kind of run it back. But either way, I'll go ahead and do a better overview a little later of how this is all going. But like I said, if we look at our history, obviously we've been down for a little bit. But if we kind of cut this back, so last 6 hours or so, we're getting about $21.68, which is about 0.0047 Bitcoin per day. And then our 1 day value, if I just cut out this last little bit where I've just been tweaking the stuff, again, about the same, $21.80. And I did have a dip. I keep having Wi-Fi issues. I'm going to go ahead and get that upgraded too. And then now my week, this one's going to be a little complicated because I moved around a lot of stuff. But again, pretty good. I mean, our week is even better than what we've been getting today and past 6 hours too. So either way, I'll go ahead and keep you guys updated as we move on. Eventually, like I said, this is going to go. We'll replace that with 2, and I guess I'll make another update video at that point.